A man is behind bars accused of fatally shooting a man over pressure washer noise. At around 12:30 a.m. on Wednesday the 30th of July 2025, Jimmy Arevalo, a 32-year-old contract worker, was fatally shot while power washing kitchen equipment outside OMG Seafood Restaurant at 2528 Calumet Street in Houston, Texas. Surveillance video captured the entire incident, showing the suspect, 38-year-old Omar Marzouk, pulling up in a grey Toyota Tundra and confronting Jimmy about the noise from the pressure washer. The two exchanged words, and Jimmy is seen walking towards Omar's vehicle. According to court statements, a witness reported that Omar exited his vehicle, fired a shot into the air, pushed Jimmy, and then shot him at point-blank range. Omar fled the scene in his truck, but was later identified and arrested and charged with first-degree murder. On Thursday the 1st of August, Omar appeared in court where the magistrate revealed that after the shooting, Omar attempted to sell various items, including tools and motor vehicles. The court set a $500,000 bond, ordered Omar to surrender his passport, stay away from weapons and drugs, and wear a GPS monitor if released. The defense argued that Omar has no criminal history and he's lived in Houston for the past 6 years. Jimmy's family described him as a hard-working, kind and humble person who was simply doing his job. His brother, Anthony Arevalo, who was sitting inside the store during the shooting, expressed heartache over the senseless act, stating that the motive appeared to be the noise from the pressure washer and that Omar was probably asleep or something and it bothered him. He emphasized that his brother was outgoing, avoided conflict, and did not deserve this fate. The investigation into the matter continues. A woman, furious about the choice of bedsheets and blankets that were put in her room, has been charged with attempted murder. At around 5:15 p.m. on Sunday the 27th of July 2025, authorities responded to a report of an ongoing battery at a residence in the 800 block of Morrison Avenue in Fort Meade, Florida. When officers arrived, they made contact with the victim, who reported that Anaya Williams, a 26-year-old woman living at the victim's home, had attacked her. According to the victim, the altercation began when Anaya became extremely upset over the bed sheets and blankets the victim had set up for her in her room. As the victim walked out of Anaya's bedroom, Anaya allegedly grabbed the victim's hair and struck her on the front and back of the head with her hand. The situation escalated when Anaya grabbed an empty olive oil glass bottle from her bedroom and struck the victim in the head, causing the bottle to shatter. Anaya continued to pull the victim's hair, removing some braids completely, and kicked and bit the victim on the leg. In self-defense, the victim bit one of Anaya's fingers to stop the assault. The victim managed to break free and call 911. At that point, Anaya allegedly went to the kitchen, grabbed a large knife from inside the home, lunged at the victim, stabbing her in the backside area. Authorities observed visible injuries on the victim, including a swollen left eye and a small laceration on her backside area. The victim told deputies that she was scared when she saw Anaya with a knife and that Anaya's actions were against her will. Deputies found Anaya in the bathroom with a knife and took her into custody. During an interview with detectives, Anaya allegedly admitted to hitting the victim in the head with a bottle, grabbing her by the neck and hair, and biting her on the leg. She also confessed to striking the victim with a knife as the victim was turning away while on the phone with police, stating she acted in the heat of the moment. Anaya was arrested and booked into the Polk County Jail on charges of attempted second-degree murder and aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. Two men are behind bars following the fatal shooting of a woman. At 3:36 a.m. on Sunday the 27th of July 2025, police responded to a noise complaint at a residence on the 100 block of Cooper Street in Danville, Virginia. After shutting the party down, officers heard a single gunshot. When officers returned, they found a woman with a gunshot wound. She was taken to hospital where she died. The victim was identified as 23-year-old Ketasha Fuller. Video footage from the scene reportedly showed Ketasha arguing with a man before he pulled a handgun and shot her. The Danville Police Department identified 28-year-old Jaiquawn Powell as a suspect. On the 28th of July, Jaiquawn was arrested and charged with second-degree murder. A family member reportedly stated that Jaiquawn is the father of Ketasha's 3 children. Police also arrested 33-year-old Darius Walters, who was accused of driving Jaiquawn away from the scene after the shooting. Darius has been charged with accessory after the fact. The investigation into the matter continues. On the 31st of July 2025, 35-year-old Troy Lamar Fox was sentenced in the Long Beach Superior Court in California to 358 years to life for the first-degree murder of 17-year-old Briana Soto and the attempted murder of 4 minors in a separate incident 2 weeks later. At around 8:30 p.m. on the 26th of March 2024, Troy shot Briana in the head as she walked home from her job at McDonald's near her residence at 11th Street and Lewis Avenue. She succumbed to her injuries in hospital 3 days later. On the 9th of April 2024, Troy, armed with a rifle, fired at a vehicle carrying 4 minors near Pine Avenue and 14th Street. The minors survived, leading to 4 counts of attempted murder against Troy. Troy was arrested 6 months after Briana's murder, following an investigation that utilized DNA, video and cell phone evidence. At the time, he was already in Los Angeles County Jail for an unrelated weapons charge. In March of 2025, a jury convicted Troy of 1 count of murder, 4 counts of attempted murder, and 2 counts of being a felon in possession of a firearm. A fast food employee is accused of assaulting customers with hot oil. On the 22nd of July 2025, an altercation at a Wingstop restaurant located at 7706 Winchester Road in Memphis, Tennessee, led to serious injuries for 2 customers. Johnisa Herring, a 25-year-old employee, faces charges of aggravated assault following the incident. According to the Memphis Police Department, 2 women entered the restaurant to pick up an order when they became involved in a disagreement with Johnisa. The argument escalated, and Johnisa reportedly went to the kitchen, filled a bowl with hot cooking oil, and threw it at the customers. 1 woman was struck in the face and upper torso, sustaining second-degree burns over 18.5% of her body. She was transported to the Regional Medical Center for treatment. The other woman was burned on her right shoulder. The more significantly injured victim later identified Johnisa as the attacker. The cause of the initial argument remains unclear. Johnisa was arrested and booked into the Shelby County Jail, but was released after posting a $7,500 bond. A man is behind bars for allegedly fatally beating his infant son. At around 8:30 p.m. on Monday the 28th of July 2025, authorities responded to a call at an apartment complex in the Longmore neighborhood of Mesa, Arizona for a medical emergency. When officers arrived, they found a 6-week-old infant in respiratory distress. The baby was rushed to a hospital, but succumbed to his injuries the following day. Medical staff reported visible bruising and severe internal injuries, including a brain bleed. According to the infant's mother, she left the baby in the care of his father, 19-year-old Arnold Barney, at around 7:30 p.m. to go to a nearby grocery store with family members. She stated she placed the infant on their bed, loosely covered with a blanket. Upon returning an hour later, she found Arnold on the living room couch, while the baby remained in the bedroom tightly swaddled. Family members noticed facial bruising and breathing difficulties, prompting a 911 call. When questioned, Arnold reportedly gave no explanation. The mother told police that Arnold, who was unemployed, spent most of his time playing video games or watching videos on his iPad. She claimed he became very angry when confronted about not helping with their 2 children, occasionally punching walls in frustration. Arnold initially told investigators he was napping on the couch with the infant in his arms and suggested the baby fell face first onto the floor after waking to cries. Later, he allegedly confessed to slapping the infant 6 times out of frustration over persistent crying, despite feeding and changing him. Arnold then placed the child back on the bed and returned to the couch. He reportedly expressed remorse to detectives, wishing he could apologize to the mother for the child's death. Arnold was arrested and booked into the Maricopa County Jail on first-degree murder and abuse charges. The investigation into the matter continues.